Hi and welcome back to Ballistics John. Today I'm mounting the RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme to my reloading bench. But today's video is going to be a little bit more unconventional, a little bit more raw, a little bit more behind the scenes. So join me as we mount this press in a real world scenario. Alright, this is the space that everyone should be familiar with where we do our regular filming, and this area over here is going to be my reloading bench. I've decided to mount the Rock Chucker on the end here to kind of have a flow where I'll start from this side, build up the bullets, and then eventually finish off with the press and having a completed cartridge at the end. So without further ado, let's try and mount this to the bench. Alright, I'm hoping that this camera angle is going to work for you guys, and I've set up an overhead camera as well here so we can have a look at that mounting position. Firstly, I had a look at the installation instructions, product instructions. It didn't mention much, just like you need a couple of bolts to mount it to the desk. So let's get that out of here, get this Vortex desk mat out of here and put it aside for now. Then I was thinking start with case prep, powder measure, powder in the case, bullet and press, and eventually end up with the finished cartridge over there. So got this table pole over here. Don't want it to mess with that. Let's just move it up a bit. We've got a pencil over here. Just want to see that this is more or less plumb. That looks all right. And we're going to mark that. So we marked there, there. Put it aside. Oh, this thing is so heavy. Just make sure we've got straight line over here. And we will then... Okay, so what I wanted to explain to you guys was this bench. Right, let's get started. Right guys, no going back. Right, 2 holes. I'm just gonna throw this on the floor for now. We'll hoover it up a little bit later. But there we have it. Alright guys, unfortunately we had some issues with the overhead camera, so I'm just going to redo this initial section so that you guys can have a proper look. Then, what I additionally wanted to show you guys was, initially I came up with this as a mounting solution. Oops. This base plate would have mounted very nicely with this recessed holes at the bottom of the table. It's got this square key for the square bolt, which would have locked it in very, very nicely. And we could have placed it underneath the table like that. And then used these to just mount the press to the table. However, I soon realized this was not going to work, as I could not turn this. It was getting stuck to the body of the press. Went back and then decided on this mounting platform. So I got some M10 bolts, a smaller washer, and then a nice panel washer that we're going to fit there. You'll see it mounts quite flush, looks clean, looks nice, and it is a bigger, stronger bolt than the original mounting mechanism I had in mind. So I believe with this platform, it's going to be a much more solid connection to the actual bench. So at the bottom, we've got the same panel washer, small washer, and then some nylon locking nuts. Let's put one of them in. This side. Then we can just lift up the body panel washer, put the press down and slide it underneath. Push it down and then we'll tighten these bolts. Do the same on this side. If I can stop throwing things around. Let me go grab some tools. I'll be right back. And we are back. Ratchet, spanner, ready to rock. So guys, this is my first time doing one of these behind the scenes videos. If you like these videos, drop me a comment down below. I'll see if I can do a little bit more of them. If you find this insightful, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Okay, just snugged it up because I want to maybe maneuver it just to exactly where I want it before we actually tighten this fully down. Okay, we've got still a little bit of play there. And look at it from the top. I think that's fine. Guys, as you know it, I have to say it, I am a dad. That is going nowhere. Sure. Might have to secure the table a little bit more to the wall. Just to make sure that doesn't come, but this is stuck. I'm moving the whole desk. All right. So that's a problem we'll sort out a little bit later. Make sure this desk is properly secured to the wall so that we do not have any play in the press. Then I want to bring you guys just a little bit closer. I've got these 3D printed grids that I want to mount against the wall that we can use then to organize our things. This is called the multi-board system, and it's extremely flexible that you can 3D print and all kinds of different things. It's extremely strong as well. So I've started, but it takes almost 12 hours for one of these squares to print. So it's taking me a long time. It's a lot of very time consuming, but we'll get there in the end. The idea is to then eventually have that across the wall here and where we will be reloading. Okay, now that we have the press actually mounted to the desk, I want to move on to the on-press primer installation. What I can see from the packaging, they only have photos. There's no real instructions on how to install it, but I'm sure we can figure this out. Let's open all these little packets. There's a retaining nut for the lever. That's that. This lever can just stay out of the way. Let's see. I actually have no idea what this is for. If you know, please drop me a comment in the bottom. I do not know what this is for. Okay. That's threaded. This end's threaded. Does that go like that? But, oh, yeah, that lines up perfectly. Okay, so that must be that. Yeah. Okay, that's threaded in, up and down. Prime. Let's see if I can show you guys a little bit closer. Yeah, look at that. Slides in nicely over there. And then whoop, puts the primer into the case. Okay, now for this part, this for small. Oh, this is for small and large rifle. Well, small, large rifle primer pockets. We will be using the small. That over there. One of these will fit small. Okay, let's take the spring off. That goes in there. Spring comes at the bottom and then threads into there. So what you have to do is you have to push this little cap back and then twist the top part, and they each have a little hole in there. So when you push the little protective cover down, you can put something in there to then just lock it into place. Let me see if I can grab a paper clip quickly. Is this one maybe the right size? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Lock it down. Paper clip starts bending, so we know we're not forcing it too much. And then we have got our automatic on-press primer. Well, on-press primer, not really automatic. I mean, it's still very much a manual process. That's nice. Then we've got the primer catch tray. It goes in like this, flip it over there. And it's got these little nubbins. One side is like a oval, other side is just a circle, and they lock into place on the ends. And flip. There we go. So that will catch our primers for depriming when we've got the deprimer die installed. So this one is for large primers. I'm going to have to keep this in a safe place. Then we've got the actual press handle and the retaining nut. Let's put the retaining nut on first. And I'm ambidextrous, almost. I'm left-handed, but I do a lot of things very much right-handed. So I'm going to be installing it in the right-handed position. So I'll be putting in my cases, well, case, powder, bullet from this side, putting it in, pulling the press down, and taking it out and placing it over there. I think deciding the workflow or working out the workflow of your bench beforehand is very important to make sure that you optimize the space. As I've got quite limited space, I don't have the biggest office. I've got this tiny little office where I do my work, do some filming, do the editing. And yeah, now it's turned into a reloading room. There we go. And we've got the handle over there. And there we have the handle installed. It's got that cam over design. Well, actually, it doesn't have cam over. It's got a stop. Yeah, okay. Not sure if you guys can see that. Let's go down. See the stop over there. So it doesn't cam over. It has a full stop built into the press itself. Well, guys, I hope you found this informative. I'm going to lay out the bench quickly, and that will be our final look before we start reloading. I do, however, have realized that there goes a lot more into case prep than I realized. There's the mandrelling, the trimming, the neck expanders, the shoulder bumping, all those things. I'm going to see if I can get all those things sorted out for the next video. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.